Yeah, by 7th grade, I'd had pretty much mixed luck. Not a whole lot of luck in the romance department. By 8th grade, I spent the whole year madly in love with this one guy. And a lot of my friends ended up dating him later, but he was kind of new to the friend group at this point. But there was a problem. He had a girlfriend already. And I was just crazy about him. And of course, my friends are ride or die, so they were like, "You want me to kill her?" And it's like, guys, no, no, like, we'll let the relationship run their course, and then eventually he'll pick me. But eventually I got impatient because, hell, we were going to graduate 8th grade. We were going to start high school. I had to get this boat moving. So we got an assignment in one of our classes. I don't remember. I think it must have been English. There's no other class where this would have made sense. We got an assignment in our English class to write a play. And I asked my friends, and I was in a group with my two best friends in the world and this guy that I was madly in love with, um, who I knew I had him. Because there was one day we were sitting outside, and now this makes my skin crawl. And I think it did at the time. Actually, no, this is what happened. We were sitting outside in the hallway, and I was being dopey and making jokes. And this guy says to me, he goes, "You're not like other girls, are you?" God, and I think my response, God, I can't remember. I'd like to think that I laughed at him and made fun of him, like, "What, you trying to sound like you're from a romance novel?" But I probably went home and was like, "Dear Diary, he said I'm not like other girls." Because we all went through the phase where shit like that worked on us. So anyway, I knew I had him, but I had to cement the deal, right? So, uh, we had to put on a play. We had to like write and put on a little production for our English class because we were learning about plays, I guess. So I asked my friends, I was like, "Can I write the play?" And they were like, "Yes, what are you gonna do?" And I was like, "I'm going to make a rom-com where me and him are the leads." And they were like, "Oh, yes." They were totally on board for this, which I love. I mean, just great. They were like, one of them was like, "I'll be like his fairy godmother who like convinces him to go and like woo you," and the other one was like, "I'll be your cool best friend who helps you like work things out." And I'm like, "Yeah." So I wrote this play, and there are some quality jokes in there. I can't remember if this one was mine actually because we ended up we did workshop some scenes together, but my friend one of my friends, the joke was they were like, they were my rapper best friend. They were like trying to get into the music industry. That was their character in this rom-com. So there was a moment where she goes like, "Throw me a beat," and then I, out of a bag, because I had just been grocery shopping, I tossed her a full ass like vegetable beat. And that's probably the best joke I have ever written, and I don't think that I'm ever going to surpass it. I'm sorry, throw me a beat. So anyway, back to the crux of the story. We wrote this whole because the boy, you're like, how did the boy let you do this? Well, the boy was like out of school for like a week, and during that week, we wrote the damn play. And when he came back, it was like, now you gotta be my love interest in this play we wrote, or we're all gonna fail the project. And so he was like, "Guess I'm your love interest." So we did the play, and not to be too diabolical, but it totally worked. He broke up with his girlfriend and we started dating. I mean, he probably. What I heard later is that they actually broke up because she wanted him to go to second base and Jesus wouldn't let him. But I did get to date him. So my plan, the result of my plan was it worked. I broke up with him pretty soon after that because I actually didn't like spending a lot of time with any one person. So I pined after him the whole year. My friends were so pissed off. They put so much work into this relationship, and then I just like a week later like broke up with him, and they were mad. They were very mad at me. They were like, "We did a whole play for this, and you just dumped him." And I was just like, "I'm sorry, I can't handle the commitment. I'm 12," which is fair. I mean, shit. Commitment's It's rough when you're 12. All I could think was, what, I'm supposed to spend the next 80 years with this person? I'm ultimately glad that I spent more time imagining dating over the course of middle school, high school, and college, I guess. Than I actually did dating, because actual dating was always like there was that flutter of excitement at the very beginning, and then it was extremely dull, uh, for the most part, till I like got my current boyfriend. He has not been dull, which is, I guess, why we're still together. He very much worries that if he ever is boring, I will break up with him. And also that I would break up with him if it meant I could get a cat. And I don't tell him he's wrong about either of those suppositions. But I'm glad I spent more time imagining dating because it worked that muscle in my head, and it was always more fun coming up with schemes or gossiping with my friends about it than like actually dating the boy. And now I get paid to write romance stories, so all that anguished, anxious time of lust and despair really paid off in the long run. It was much better than like a creative writing class. And this will be my last one for today, and then I'll do one with my, because high school and college I got even less smooth. I somehow got worse. Most people grow up past the middle school awkward phase. I got certifiably worse at flirting and understanding when I was being flirted with. It's like everybody else grew out of the awkward stage, but I was still right there. This is the last little lovely tidbit I'll leave you with. So that boy that I dated in the 8th grade, he showed me this like list of songs when we were dating, and they were all too much for me. They were very much like, "You are my angel and I would die for you." Like that was all of the songs, and I was like, I can't. I am not an angel and I don't want either of us to die. I just couldn't get it. Most 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds, they are on that train. They're like, I would die for you. Like to whoever they are dating that week. But I just never could get on the train. The obsession train. Unless I wasn't dating them. Then I was hardcore on the obsession train, because then I could just be quietly in my brain on the obsession train. But once we were actually dating, I couldn't really get on the boat and get on the boat train. So he showed me this list of songs, and I was like, actually, these songs make me uncomfortable. He's like, well, they're all how I feel about you, my special one. And I was like, these songs make me uncomfortable. And then we broke up. And then a year later, he was like flirting a lot with one of my other friends. And like, this one, my ride or die bitches, love her. She came up to me and was like, Riley, I need to talk to you about something, and I am so sorry if it makes you upset, but your friendship is so much more important to me, so I need to just talk with you about it right now. And I was like, okay, what is it? I was very worried. Like, what is it? And she's like, I want to date your ex. Um, but we've been talking about it, and he asked me out. But if you say you're not okay with it, and it would make you upset with me, then I am not going to do it. I am not going to date him. I'll just tell him no. And I felt so bad. I think I actually literally laughed to her face when she did that, because I was like, I don't care. And I knew, like, it's not like they were gonna get married. I'm like, we're 13. It's just gonna be fine. So she was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so relieved." And then she went and dated him, and it was exciting at first, and then boring, and then a heartbreaking trash fire. As every relationship is in high school. And so eventually, but at one point when it was still like exciting, she like walked up to me. She's like, "He gave me this list of songs that he says like they all make him think of me." And I was like, "Can I see that list? Can I see that list of songs real quick?" And she's like, "Yeah, here you go. They're all so romantic." And then, like, I looked at them. It was the exact same list. A year later, I don't even think he rewrote them. I think it was the same piece of paper because it looked exactly the same. So he kept this piece of paper because I gave it back to him. I, so I was like, all right. That's nice. But he kept the same piece of paper and then gave it to the next girl, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, do I tell her? Maybe I should have, but I decided she would have just shot the messenger, so I was like, oh, that's so cute. You like these songs. And she was like, oh yeah, I think it's so romantic. And I'm like, that's nice. And I didn't tell her. I wonder how many girls he used that same list of songs on. Boys are trash. Just like remind if you have any like younger, and I wonder if it's like as true now for like people in middle school or high school. But you just agonize a lot over boys who ain't shit. You just agonize over them and they ain't shit. Uh, maybe it's better now. Maybe more girls are like, I'll date girls instead. Maybe that evens the playing field a little bit. I don't know. Uh, Everybody's trash in middle school. So hopefully you grow out of it. Next time, I will walk you through when I got even worse. These were the good stories. These were the stories where I had some amount of game. And then we're going to go into high school and college. So I hope you're doing well and staying safe and wearing a mask. And that all of your flirting is socially distanced, as all of my flirting has always been.